Good morning. So, I want to talk about exhausting all options and um, indulging uh, in order to purify the place that indulgence has in purifying yourself. Um, I'm still in the deep of it, and I'm having more and more realizations, but I really feel like it's for those of you who have been following my journey. I've gotten like to the thick of it. It feels like it's just a very internal place. But I really want to talk about this point about indulging and how it is necessary in this purification process and connect it back to twin flames. But what really what I'm finding is that it is a pattern. And it doesn't only have to be for twin flames, it applies to anything in life. And I find that that is by nature. Um, when you indulge in a behavior before, it's like people will go on a binge before they quit some kind of addiction, or you exhaust all options. You take that behavior, or let's say if it's to marijuana, so then you take it to its complete extreme so that you know it intimately, and you know all of its power. There is no question left in you, and then you can release it, knowing um, what it is that you're releasing, or knowing, and you can connect it back to the twin flame journey. I feel like um, you have to get to a point of release, where you truly release. You have to release, and in the release, it's kind of like just letting go, and in the release, um, you become accepting. And I'm going to connect this back. Let's say, for instance, you're in chasing. You have to exhaust that behavior in order to fully let go and not leave any hope, like that there will be a reward for that. And so you have to, within yourself, exhaust that to where you are exhausted of it, and you can release it, knowing that you've tried all options. Or indulging in, let's say, for instance, sometimes when I go deep, and I start crying, or I feel very deep emotions, I indulge in those emotions, and take them to their full extent, so that I'll know exactly what they are telling me. There's no Pandora box there left, and I will cry it out and emotionally go through it until it is completely exhausted, to where I cannot feel that anymore. I've already gone through it. I've already um, made peace. And I feel like in order to truly let go, you have to exhaust all options. At least, I know that different people live by different patterns, but in my world, I can see that that has been um, a pattern that has been with me throughout my entire life. I've always done things all the way to the extreme, and things that I've wanted to do until I've exhausted them. And I feel like in this twin flame journey, also in the spiritual awakening, you have to exhaust yourself. You have to exhaust the you have to go fully expand all of the different ways that you can try it, to know that you've done everything that you can, and that it is out of your control, and then you release, and you have to truly release. And then there's another tricky part here, because when you release, a lot of times you release in order for it to come back. But it can't be a release like that. It has to be a true release. And I was thinking about the telepathic connection that we feel on this twin flame journey. And at first, it's like exciting. It's like, whoa, we have this telepathic connection. There's no other way it's going to have to be, or whatever. Um, and so at first this couch that I sit on, somebody turned it over. So I'm going to see what's going on the other side of it. Nice. I don't know if I want to sit right in the sun. And then after a while, when things don't come together and you have, like, your things don't come together, and I'm talking about my own personal journey, but I know that this also applies for others' journeys. I see the patterns of it, can see how it's working. And so when things aren't coming together, that telepathic connection creates a lot of chaos in our own minds, and it also creates like a lack of privacy. And not, it's like he can energetically feel my where when I release or when I'm holding on, and I can feel him. So whatever he's doing, if I am moved by it, then like if I am still holding on to attachment, or still trying to create a specific outcome, or if I am still have expectation, or still have that want or obsession, or want of ownership, or if I am not freely, completely in pure divine love towards him, in wanting him to have his own very cool experience, and being happy for him, pure love, unconditional love, not the condition, I'll love you as long as you belong to me, and keep me close, and don't do this and don't do that, until you can completely release and just want the best for him, and just to be there as a um, just allow, in complete allowance. That telepathic connection is going to shake you up, and you can see that how it works vice versa. It's him shaking you off, but at the same time it's him giving you your internal work to do, which is release, which is releasing expectation of outcome, which always is what causes pain, and is always what limits our life experience. When we have expectations of the way things that are supposed to be, or what any kind of expectations of what life can be, expectations from other people, we are always, first of all, setting ourselves up for letdown. And we're also setting ourselves up for a very limited life of things that we already know. We can only expect what we already know, right? So we are closing our life off to things that we don't know. So when you leave expectation, then you come into your full expansion. Plus, this journey pushes you through everything that is not important, just falls off the plate right away. You don't care what people think anymore. This connection is so strong and so divine and so God given. And I'm speaking for divine, as a representation of divine feminine on the twin flame journey. Even though in my own world, I'm not even so sure anymore that I am on the journey, but I can still see the patterns, because my counterpart, um, in this serves the purpose, serves the purpose. I kind of see like he's a portal, that he serves the purpose not only for me, but I see that he serves the purpose for others as well. So in any case, it serves the purpose. And the truth is, I keep on getting drawn back to the twin flame thing. So part of me, see, this is the thing. I need to let go completely of the term twin flame, of any of that. I'm coming back to the realization that that not I need to, but first of all, I've been shaken so much, and I feel like he's on, like, if I'm talking about indulgence before purification, you have to indulge yourself. It's just like with the like every time before I quit smoking marijuana, I go on like a rampage. It's like an indulgence. And so you have to like uh, indulge the behavior until all stones were turned over. You have spent all options. You have exhausted all of everything. And then there's nowhere to go from there. You're boxed in. There's nowhere to go but inward. And when you go inward, you have to release. You have to release if you want to expand. If your journey is, you have to step away. You have to step away for a minute and recollect yourself and not react. That is a big one. Is not react. I realize that in this journey, and because we are connected telepathically, or because I am connected telepathically to him, he also reads my mind. Because of that telepathic communication, and I've tried to release that telepathic communication. I've done spells. I spoke with my shaman, and he gave me. I've asked God. I've begged God. I've tried cutting cords. Uh, but inside, I think that somewhere in me, there is, first of all, a knowing that it's can't be done because it's like disconnecting from my own self. And during one of these telepathic um, conversations that we had, I could see that our energy was merging. And so you can't disconnect energy once it's merged. And so you can pull your energy back towards you, and you can kind of learn how to live with that, but it has to be in a place where it doesn't move you anymore. And so what I have realized is that instead of trying to cut the cords, which is also an act of it's a jerk, right? It's offensive. It's still pushing against. The only thing that is left for me to do is just accept that connection is going to be there, and accept it with love, and accept him with love, and I have to be able to endure anything that, and the way to endure is to really truly want the best for him, really truly um, love him in a way that I want to be loved. Love him in a way that expands him and allows him to uh, do whatever it is that he wants to do during this life experience. That's all this is. It's a life experience. And it's really like a release. And in the release, I can have him as a friend. There is no attachment there. There is no pain there. There is no, there's just pure love. And in that release, I also can pull my own energy back to me and bring the focus back onto me. And I feel like in these last week or so, it's been a few weeks that I've been going through this. This is a detrimental stage in this. I feel like something was switched, and we're at a complete new level. And especially this past week, this past week, I feel like in a way I have exhausted all options. I have accepted. I've also gone through, it seems like, I feel like the relationship between him and I is sacred and almost like sacred and private, and between him and I and God, it almost feels like. So a lot of like the gossipy details, or those aren't every once in a while I'll tell a little bit about it, but I kind of feel like it's gotten to a place where it's so deep that it's sacred. And but I do want to tell about the patterns and emotionally what I'm going through and what I'm feeling and what I'm finding, because I feel like by understanding the patterns, it helps me to understand the bigger good in it all, and helps me overcome the level, because I can see that I'm rising on the spiritual awakening through the pain and through the letting go and having these massive realizations or downloads or interpretations. So say it's an interpretation of a God's dynamic. And then by putting it out there, I feel like I'm kind of doing God's work. I'm guiding this journey as I go through it and explaining the different stages as I am experiencing them. And this is my process. Everybody's process is different, but there are a lot of patterns. There are a lot of purposes served on this journey that um, I've gone through so much in these last few weeks. I feel like it's gotten to a new. I feel like the lessons are coming so fast. The expansion, it's like I have the air knocked out of me. I feel like I'm on the fast track. Oh, there's so much pain in this. Okay, my son is looking for me. I think he wants a ride somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. Really, what I wanted to connect it back to is that when you truly indulge in something, you can exhaust all options, and then you can lay it to rest. And it's like that on this journey as well. You exhaust all options, and you come to a place where you're just completely exhausted. And the quicker you can do it, then the faster you can get to that point of release. And also, and that's why I'm saying indulge. Indulge in it. Follow your freaking nose until you get all of the lessons. Allow yourself to get all of the lessons as quickly as you can. And that's what I was saying also, is that on purpose, I'm rubbing my own nose. I am rubbing my own nose in this whole telepathic communication. I'm allowing it just to come through, and I'm just looking at it. I'm just allowing the emotions to come through, and then the pain comes through, and of course I keep on getting these I feel like I'm allowing myself to go through this mourning process, and every time a thought comes up, I indulge in its emotion. I allow its emotion to like fully expand and bring with it all of the thoughts that cause that emotion, that I one by one I work through those thoughts and turn them around into love instead of scarcity. Love for him, good for him, allow him in his expansion. And I feel like this letting go is not only for him, but it's mainly for me. I feel like all of the power is coming back into my life, and I'm starting to see see the light. I really do. I see the light. I know I talk a lot about heaven on earth. And I feel like that is the release of this, when this twin flame thing, the release of this is the big release. That's when you are super empowered, and because you can already see this journey is so detrimental. It takes you so deep that you can already see from the outside world that you are so deep in this internal that you don't have patience for things that aren't important. It's like you can just, it's like things that are, you don't care anymore what people think. You don't, you know, you can see right through the things that aren't important, and you can see straight to what it really is, which is the divine God, love, this life experience, the expansion of yourself, the expansion of your surroundings, creating the life that you want to live, living to your fullest. Um, Being a light, giving your light, being an expression of God, expanding God, and being a witness to others. And then you're living like a life that is out there. Okay, my son's looking for me, so thank you for watching.